Hey, welcome to the film
Hey,
section.
hello, people of the
I think
internet.
this is the season finale, no?
Yeah. Season three
Hey,
Chris is
finale.
rocking his ECW shirt.
this is these are the Gangstanators,
He
New
gave
Jack and Cronus.
Chris
Thank you.
Chris dove off a balcony through a table to right through my ass before I went to work today. So he's fucking jazzed up. I'm jazzed up. It's
I'm
the
good.
finale.
I took like a
I
I
mean,
took like a half hour nap at 8:15, and I'm like, it was just enough to where I won't like be punching myself in the face for taking a nap, so I can like go to
yeah,
sleep at a normal hour.
that's understandable,
Yeah.
especially when you're putting people through tables, which
Right.
is what
I
you
mean, that
do.
took a lot out of me, dude.
I mean, kicking my ass isn't a fucking part-time job, man. You got to do what you got to
So
do.
So I mean, we have had a couple episodes where we just talk about whatever, but I guess we're gonna talk about whatever here. But the topic is movies of 2022. We're not doing like a top 10 or counting down. We're just gonna talk about movies we like this year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like kind of random movies that
Mhm.
Yeah.
because not gonna lie, great fucking year for movies in
Awesome year,
general.
dude. This year was so much fun for movies and a crazy variety too. Like a lot of really good horror movies, a lot of really good like drama movies, some good comedies actually came out this year. Um so yeah, it was a really good fucking year for movies. Um
Good year for quality movies, like
oh
all
yeah.
around.
And actually the first movie that I want to mention is a movie that came out on Disney Plus called Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Oh shit! I forgot I watched this. Yeah, that was
Yo,
fucking awesome.
that movie was fucking awesome, dude.
I'm not
I
gonna lie, I haven't watched it, but
oh, dude, you gotta
guys,
watch it. It's so
it's
funny.
worth the watch.
Yes.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely,
here's the thing,
absolutely.
watching like the trailer for it. I'm not like that. I know about Chippendales Rescue Range. I like
I
shit
never
from the
watched the
90s.
show. I'm not a Chippendale Rescue Rangers fan.
Same
I
same
That was
here.
way before my time. But
But
it's Andy Samberg, John Mulaney. It's got fucking Bradley Cooper, Seth Rogen. Ugly Sonic is in this movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh, dude, here's the thing. Like, I had like nil expectations for both of those Sonic movies, but they ended up being both very entertaining for me, the first one and the second one.
Well, you'll feel
So I mean, it's I
it.
I I'm
You
definitely
will feel
not
the
like
same.
those.
You will feel the same way about this. You
it's
just go
Okay,
in
so
with no
cool.
funny.
expectations, dude, and you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Okay,
not.
cool.
Can't lie to you.
I mean, it looked kind of funny. It's just I'm not just that
Yeah,
familiar with like the source material. But
You
it's
don't
like
have to
guard.
be.
Who I mean,
no,
who
like
was
you don't
familiar
have.
with Guardians of the Galaxy when that came out?
No
You
one.
don't have to be familiar really
Yeah,
with the
you don't.
show.
You don't.
Because
Oh,
it's
that's
very
cool, dude.
self-referential, poking fun at
It's very
crime
meta.
noirs and like Hollywood sort of, but in a way that only like the Lonely Island crew could do.
Oh,
Um,
Wait, it's Lonely
So,
Island.
it's produced, I'm pretty sure, by it's directed by one of the guys of Lonely Island, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Like
so take
the
it like this, okay? It's kind of meta, where it's like it has nothing to do with the TV show, so you don't have to worry about that aspect. But it's like picks up obviously in the present, and they haven't had a show in like 30 years, and one of them is like Pixar 3D, and the other one's still like 2D animated, and he like fucks with him, like talking shit. He's like, "Oh, I see you got some surgery done," and blah blah blah, like shit like that. Like they make references to them being on a show, but
He's
like
the
you don't
director.
have to.
He's from Lonely Island, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they make it's reference the show, but it's not like in jokes. It's just like there was a show like 30 years ago,
yeah.
and
Well, I mean,
this movie has like you could watch this movie and you'd be fine. Like you wouldn't be lost at all or anything. It's not like it doesn't follow like continuity like that.
well, that's cool though. I like that. I'm a fan of their work. Like I like Hot Rod, and I like that Pop Star movie.
Oh yeah,
Both are
Popstar is
fucking awesome,
hilarious,
and
dude.
in their Saturday Night Live shorts, like they're all
Oh
pretty
yeah,
Oh,
fucking awesome.
it's my dick in
Uh,
a box.
that was actually they had that on the Christmas special. I like watching
That
the
won a
Christmas.
Grammy, didn't it?
Huh?
They
Didn't
did.
my dick in a box win a Grammy?
It may have.
I
I
It
don't
won
know.
a lot of awards. I know
mean,
that.
They
I mean,
should.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Jesus Christ, they did a Squid Game one. It was actually really funny. It's like I guess I'm in a Squid Game.
All
That
right.
show is
So,
pretty
what
funny.
movie? What movie do you guys want to talk about next? Next one.
um, I don't know, like, because I feel like we're gonna talk about like the same movies. Because we all like genuine. Between me, Mark, and Chris, we all like the same movies. From this
Pretty
year,
much.
and we have a lot of high praise for them.
Mhm.
I'll try to go a little bit outside of that. I'll open with a movie that was supposed to be one of our like topics, but I changed it at the last second to Barbarian because I didn't think it would like carry a whole episode. But it's a movie called Dinner in America, which technically came out last year, but didn't become available to audiences until this year. Uh, One of my favorite movies of the year, easily. Basically, if you combined the direction of a John Hughes movie with SLC Punk,
Yo,
I
That's
fucking
pretty
love that
good.
movie.
That's a
what
pretty
like
good. I like
what
that.
Chris,
That sounded
wait,
like-
Chris,
that's
Chris,
something
you
really
saw
it's
Chris, you
really
saw it too,
similar.
right?
I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen it
really
yet.
similar to what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say if you like SLC Punk, you should absolutely watch this movie. You would
Yeah.
definitely like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I know it's on. I think it's on Peacock.
It might be. It's.
I
I'm trying
know
to
it's
think.
on one of those. It's on one
I
of
want to
those.
say I
I
watched
bought
it
it.
on
Peacock or
Hulu.
Hulu.
I was about
Yeah.
to say I want to say I watched it on Hulu when I watched it initially.
Okay.
So
It's
it's good, dude. It's good. It's
it's
very.
good.
Excited.
Like it's
It
a
definitely flies under the radar. Like I don't like Cory. I think me and Cory know about it. Nobody else has ever approached me or
yeah.
like.
It's not a super popular movie, but if you go online, it's very well received on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic and all that shit. Um, the thing about this movie, again, it has the attitude, I would say, of SLC Punk, but it's
Mhm.
very much a coming of age story for people in their mid 20s, which I don't know what to call those kind of movies because there's like a few of those kind of movies. Uh,
Yeah, don't they like make? If I'm not mistaken, they kind of like make that girl like she's grown up, but they kind of treat her like a fucking
yes, this
uh,
girl. I mean,
treat her like a preteen.
the the plot of this movie is this girl is she and or she says like very early on in the movie that she's like, oh, I'm 22 years old or however old she is, but she is very much treated like a child. She's not on the spectrum, but she is like very much, you can tell like there's, she's socially awkward to the max.
Mhm.
She's obsessed with this band, this
Oh yeah,
local punk rock band, to the point where when she jams out to these bands, there's a scene in the beginning where she literally masturbates to
yeah.
this band, and then takes a takes a picture of it. Uh, it's a very watching this movie. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And here's where the story goes. The lead singer of said band is a wanted criminal. He's played by an actor named Kyle Gallner, who he he was in that movie Smile earlier this year. It's not gonna mention that. It's one of my
He
favorites,
was the
but
cop. He was like
yeah,
the cop.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was the
yeah.
cop in that movie. But he's been in like a
I like
shitload of
Kyle
other
Gallner,
like
dude.
things.
I think everything I've seen him in, like he's done well. I like him.
Yeah, he's definitely. I'd say this is the best like acting I've ever seen from him though in any movie. Um,
Wasn't he in that Sarah Connor Chronicles show? Is that
Sarah
was that
Connor, he
him?
might have been. I
Was that
mean,
him
when
when
it
he
comes
was in
to when it comes to
he was in
when it comes
Late
to
Direct
yeah,
also?
when it comes to Terminator post
Yeah, post part
any
two.
kind of post Terminator, it's like, oh shit, should I avoid this?
Laid to Rest, right? He was in Laid to Rest.
Later, he's been in a
I
lot
get
of
him
shitty movies.
mixed up.
He was in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which is
He was.
shit.
Why would
But
you want to make
so are a
me?
lot of
Why would you want
bad.
to make me remember that? Why would you
Yeah.
do that to me,
So are a lot of good actors though. Jackie Earl Haley,
dude?
yeah,
Please. Every time you mention a name from that
great.
movie, like a scene pops into my mind, and I don't want to think about it. Hate that movie.
Yeah, terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, the girl
No, yeah,
from
yeah, he's been around though. Like he's definitely in a bunch of stuff.
everyone recovered from that movie. So, but no,
Go ahead, sorry.
he's basically no, you're good. Uh, he's basically a wanted felon, or there's like in this kind of shit in this kind of sorry, broke up. uh, there's this he's wanted in this town for like several past like felonies and whatnot. He ends up stumbling across this girl who's very socially awkward, who's very much bullied. Holy shit, the bullies in this movie
Oh
are
yeah, they're
fucking
fucked.
yeah, they are fucking awful. Like they literally she's eating a sandwich at a bus stop and they take it away from her. One of them eats or takes a bite out of it and he's like, "Hey, whatever Mexican ate this or whatever Mexican made this, I'm gonna go to his house and like kill his fucking family." Like they're fucking awful. This girl is yeah, this girl is like living through hell basically. Her family is very almost like morphined like to the state of like like how I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, but they don't treat her like shit, but they basically ignore her. She's basically ignored. She's not on the spectrum, but she's very like socially awkward to the point where it's like she might as well be. She ends up meeting the lead singer of this punk rock band who's on the run from you know
The
for
law.
many legal reasons. She ends up letting him stay at their house, and the whole movie is like it's almost like a John Hughes movie. Like they go through the next few days, uh, like he encounters her bullies and gives them their comeuppance. She kind of makes him a better person throughout the whole thing. And it's very like for how like punk rock it is, and it's a very punk movie. It has a lot of heart to it, which I love, which I loved about this movie, which is why it's like kind of like one of my favorite movies of the year. Um, yeah, like that's
Did um did anybody watch Clerks 3 yet?
Yeah, I have.
fucker.
Did? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Clerks
Am I
3
gonna cry at this movie?
Clerks 3
You're
made
gonna
me
cry.
cry
You're gonna
like
just,
2 or 3 separate times.
yeah, there's gonna be a good 2 to
I
3
don't know
times
if I'm
you're going
ready,
to cry, and
dude. I don't know if I'm ready because,
you're gonna
dude, I
cry really hard at the end.
Oh yeah, the ending made me like I openly wept like a small child at the
Same,
ending of this movie.
same. Dude, I want to talk about this. It's hard to talk about this movie because, like, if I like when I get into it, like, think about it, makes me want to
Oh,
cry.
oh
Also,
yeah.
so like, uh, that this is definitely like top 5 favorite movies of this year. I fucking loved Clerks 3.
Dude,
I
incredible.
I had I had the lowest of expectations. I'm like I was like I think they got lucky with 2. I was like I don't know, this could be stretching it. And I was like but as a Clerks fan, like I like the first 2 movies. I had no hesitation going in and watching it. So,
I got heartfelt it too. Like the
dude,
scene at the end where he's like, he's like, dude, you're my best friend. Like I can't like you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
a pretty heartfelt moment, but I think it's gonna be don't spoil it for me, but like even more like heartfelt than that. And
this movie
Fucker,
is all heart, dude. It's literally all heart. This movie.
Yeah, there's not one negative thing I can say about it.
Yeah.
It is Kevin Smith put literally all of his passion into it. Everyone involved in the movie put all of their passion into it. You can tell that this was just a love story centered around this, the skew universe that Kevin Smith has created, and it's beautiful.
It's it's essentially them like a little while after Clerks 2, they bought the Quick Stop, and they're running it, and they're I think and what's Elias also works there, or Elias is like around. I don't know if he works there, but he's around in a
And Jay and Silent Bob have a smoke shop next door.
Yeah, instead of the video store, it's now a weed shop.
But they still sell weed outside.
Yeah. Yo, the funniest thing is like they still stand outside of it, and this dude walks up and he's like, "Yo, you can get weed in there?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right." And he goes to go in, and they're like, "Yo, don't go in there, don't go in there." And then they're like sneaking him the bud, like all like
it's amazing. It's so good.
But
I need to watch that.
So it's just showing. They're basically the first like little bit. They're catching you up, like what's going on with them now. And then Randall has a heart attack, and while he's in the hospital, he's like it really makes him look at put his life into perspective, and he's like, you know what, life's too short. He's like, I'm always talking about fucking movies, blah blah blah. I'm gonna make a fucking movie. And essentially
they're making Clerks.
It gets super meta because he's making Clerks Part 1. It's literally what's happening.
So it kind of like comes full circle.
Yeah,
like
Randall
is the director of what is essentially, he writes the script, and they're like reading lines from the actual movie Clerks, and it just like acting it out. Like it's just him making a movie. Like it's his passion.
It's so good. It's so
it
amazing.
just hits you in certain places in the movie, and then definitely the end you will like probably want to turn the light off, make sure you're not like around anybody, because you're gonna cry. Like you're gonna cry like someone hurt.
If I show up crying tomorrow at work, you're not gonna be like, Cory, what are you crying about? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna be like, it's an odd choice to watch it right before you came to work, I guess.
You told me to watch it.
No, man. This is seriously top 5 of.
Yeah.
I know we're not doing a list, but I just want to say that it's in my top 5.
I want to watch it. I want to watch it, but I don't want to have my heart broken. I need.
Right.
I need a day off after.
I don't know if you'll be heartbroken.
You won't. You'll just be.
Okay. It's
full.
Well, here's the thing. I will say, Clerks 2 fucking love the ending. It has Clerks 2 has a beautiful ending where he's like, dude, you're my best friend. Like, I don't want to fucking like keep going without you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a fucking like perfect ending as a
Clerks 2 really like
second one.
I was not into it. And then I was like the whole time I was like, because I just didn't want it to fuck it up. And then I saw it and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I don't even know why I doubted it, but the theme of the movie it kind of hits home. Like, I didn't know that there would be a guy that has directed a ton of movies and made a bunch of money and has like a podcast empire, and like he makes movies in Hollywood, but he's not Hollywood, because the story of this movie, like, it felt personal to me. Like, I don't know if I've ever related to a movie more.
Well, that's the best thing about the View Askew universe, is that it feels personal to everybody that gives a shit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I ever related more to a movie ever than I did Clerks 3. It was fucking great. You better watch this shit, dude.
If I show up crying to work, it's your fault.
Okay. I don't even care. I'll be like, look at you, cry baby.
What's Cory crying about this time? Okay, Clerks 3.
Oh, he's at work.
Right, just ignore him. Just ignore his tears.
You'll be crying and I'll cover. You'll be crying and I'll cover for you. I'll be like, what's he crying about? I'm like, oh, he had to come to work. Dude. I was like, we all cry.
Throw bread at him. Like he's a fucking.
He'll snap out of it.
Yeah, he'll snap out of it. Yeah. All right. Sorry, Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, you're best.
So I guess I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite horror movies that came out this year, which was the new Hellraiser that came out on Hulu. I was talking, Chris. You and I were talking about it last night. I fucking loved this movie. It was so good. I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan. Like that. Like those movies aren't. Like I like the first one. I like the second one. I don't really care about any of the other ones, and even the first and the second one for me aren't. For me, they aren't like essential viewing. They're like I see them once, I'm okay. I can go like another decade without watching it again. This Hellraiser movie that came out on Hulu, I've already watched it like 4 times since it's premiered. I love it. I can't get enough of it. It's got amazing stuff.
I have a what would they call it? A trivia question for you.
Uh-oh.
How many Hellraiser movies do you think I own?
How many? Are you talking about the ones that went? Weren't there like?
I know that you have the two Arrow
that went direct to video.
No, hold on. Either of you could just guess a number, and I'll tell you the answer.
Chris has 20 Hellraiser movies because some of them went direct to video. Are
we talking about repeats? Do you have double dips?
I don't have any double dips. No.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you have, because I know for sure that you have the fucking Arrow Blu-rays.
So there's only 2 or 3 from the original series that are worth buying. So.
I'm gonna say you have 4.
Okay. How about Cory? How many do you think I have?
4, because the first 2 are good. Part 3 is okay in an HBO early 90s kind of way. And there's one of the sequels that were all of the sequels after that were essentially
garbage.
Movies that were other movies. Movies that were other movies.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Neither of you are right because I own 0 Hellraiser movies.
Oh shit.
Okay, shit. Yeah. Chris sandbagged us from the fucking beginning. Jesus Christ.
Wow, Chris. What a waste of time.
Man. Okay. How funny would it be if Chris transformed into Pinhead right now? And then you just see chains coming in like on me and Mark's
This was like the fucking longest 5-minute joke. That was
oh my god.
Mark,
I loved this movie.
You just see Chris's hair fall off and pins start like emerging like
okay. Oh my god. Okay.
I forgot to tell you there are no good ones after part 2. But no, dude, I get it though. Like part 2's all right. Part 3 is like the MTV one. But dude, there has not been a better Hellraiser movie since the one that came out this year.
I would put this.
It's good. It's a good fucking movie.
I'm not emotionally bound to this franchise.
I don't give a shit about the series.
I've watched a couple of them more than once. I like them. But this new one that came out, I mean, I have issues with it, but if you're gonna look at all these Hellraiser movies with this movie, this one is right behind the first one. And I like the second one, but this is like
it's not bad. It's weird as all fuck.
They tried really well. Like this movie was pretty fucking good. It was like, was that girl,
seriously,
was that girl really stupid? Yeah. Um, but
her,
the end
could
was
you believe her boyfriend was in on it the whole time? Holy shit, what a shocker. Like, holy
the
shit, this
the
guy
end
sucks.
was the end was really good, and they made it feel like the Cenobites were actually like sort of a threat rather than, you know, story, random Cenobite for no fucking reason. They
Yeah.
like they felt like they were a part of it rather than being like, oh, okay, we are legally obligated to put Pinhead on every 25 minutes, so just throw him in there, no whatever. This shit,
They were cool looking too. Like straight up like some of the best like coolest looking Cenobites like in any of like this franchise in easily like decades.
that's
Like
like
they
the
were
but
really
that's
cool looking.
like
And
I think
like in like ferocious looking too.
I think that's how they went about making those like later sequels that were all direct to video, is like, well, these characters look so fucking cool, people will watch it just to see them. Like, never.
I think
I don't think there's been like bad Cenobites at all.
they're just barely in some of the sequels
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah. Oh dude,
Like
there's
because they aren't a lot of these aren't technically Hellraiser sequels. A lot of them are just like
yeah,
rewritten movies to
dude.
fit the Hellraiser franchise.
There's
But
definitely
this movie was cool as fuck when it came to that.
visual. Dude, this movie visually was fucking awesome.
Yeah, like that the
I love
Cenobites
looking
are all
at it.
cool. I did like the characters. I did like the fact that the lead character, the girl who brother is killed initially by the puzzle box. Like she's not perfect, like obviously like troubled and damaged, but that's supposed to be how like like the whole
Dude,
like
dude,
like
all those
any like
all those
protagonist in a Hellraiser movie is supposed to be. She's supposed to be damaged. She's
but all
supposed to be
those
like kind of a fuck up.
but all those people in the movie treat her like shit, so it's hard to get.
Yeah, I mean, but it does a good way of like being like, okay, like your brother disappeared from a rest stop or whatever. So, no offense, but we're kind of suspicious. Like it might have been you that did this. Cause
No, I mean
like
before that.
who
Before that, no, that's like a given. They're gonna suspect her. Like they're not gonna be like, oh
yeah,
shit, the
but it's
fucking demons
good
from
though.
hell
Like
got him.
I think they did a good job though, because it's a really good
Yeah,
director. The director did that movie, The Night House, which is I think it's not like necessarily my cup of tea, but I did like that
it was all
movie.
right.
Really well done. Really
Yeah,
well
it was all
done
right.
movie. And he's a really good director, but I think he did like a perfect job with this kind of movie. You don't see anything really graphic too until the last act of the movie. You see a guy like in the background, like blurred out, like being tortured by the chains and whatnot. In
I
the
like
first act of the
that they
movie.
got at the end. It got that piece of shit guy. I like that. That scene was cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
that was cool too. Like he has like this weird thing, like straight out of like the original Hellraiser movies, like this weird like animatronic thing that is like pumping through his like internal organs. Like
Yo, that shit was cool as fuck.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool as fuck. Like it was really well
Like
done. And the
when he made that, when they're like, all right, you can have what you want or whatever, and he said that, and he
yeah,
fucking was
and
like,
it
yeah, that
bit him
shit
in
was
the
fucking
ass,
crazy, bro.
almost literally. And
Mark,
whoever played Pinhead, she was fucking awesome. I mean, I know it's a trans person that played her, but like fucking awesome Pinhead. Not gonna
yeah,
lie, fucking
yeah, he
awesome.
fucking killed it. Mark, Mark, tell us about Hellraiser. Tell us what you enjoyed.
It was just an awesome movie. I mean, you guys kind of said you guys
I'm
definitely
so
just said
sorry. I
it
feel
all,
like we're
so I'm
fucking.
good. So let's just go on to the next movie because we're running out of time now. So,
Oh, all right.
Oh, shit.
Is it me or Cory? It's me, right?
Corey, or no, Corey.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Shit. Sorry.
You're good.
Just so we're not all covering the same movies, I'm gonna do non-horror one. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
Haven't seen it.
Funny. I'm sorry, but the funniest fucking movie I've watched all year.
Dude, I knew
Funniest
I was
fucking
good.
movie.
I knew I was good when I started it, and they're in that science fair, and the the reason they like go across time in the universe is because Butthead winds that somebody in the science fair makes this fucking kicking, like this leg kicking thing
He's
for
like,
like
you're not gonna
kicking
kick,
footballs
you're
and
not gonna
shit.
kick me in the
And,
crotch, are you? And then
and
like
he
he's like,
fucking
no, those days are behind us.
he uses the machine to kick Beavis in the balls so hard that they travel through space and time. And the noise he makes when he kicks him with that shit is fucking ridiculously funny. I knew I
Well,
was in for I was like, how do you bring this back like this after this long? And like once that scene happened, I was like, oh, we're good here. I'm gonna be laughing. This whole
well,
movie, it's
it
gonna be good.
launches them or launches Beavis against a fucking gymnasium. Uh, no, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. I laughed so fucking much in this movie, and it brought back because I wasn't like that big on like the Beavis and Butthead revival in like 2011 or whenever that was. I
It
wasn't
wasn't
that
that
into
good.
it. I mean, it
Yeah,
was pretty
it
funny,
was all
but
right.
this
Wasn't that good?
this was Beavis and fucking Butthead like
Yeah.
at their best. This was and it actually like oddly tried to add some character development to both of them. You can see Beavis like being kind of. You can tell Butthead is still like a fucking asshole, but Beavis is kind of like at that point where he's like, oh yeah, Butthead doesn't even get me. It's like because he thinks one of the best scenes of the movie. The whole plot of the movie they think that they're gonna score with this movie named Lexi, and they find that they end up in a black hole in the future 40 years in the future, uh, where Beavis thinks Lexi is the woman named Alexa that basically
Oh
screwed
yeah.
him over, and he thinks it's her talking to him. And one of
He
the
like
funniest
falls.
parts,
He falls in love with Alexa, basically. Like
yeah,
a
he
fucking.
falls in love with her. He's like, I don't. He says that like Butthead's talking, or Beavis is talking to Alexa. He's like, yeah, I want to talk to Butthead, and she's like, I don't get Butthead. He's like, I don't either. Like, I don't get him either. Holy shit.
Movie's great, dude.
It's genuinely one of the funniest fucking movies I've seen in the longest time. Even if you don't like Beavis and Butthead per se, I would say like give it a shot.
Mark,
Uh
you watch this too?
I'm not a Beavis and Butthead fan.
yeah.
All right.
I get it. But
It's
still
just
it's
me. I mean, I've watched like I've seen like Beavis and Butthead Do America, and like I watched the
Yeah.
show and stuff like that. And
well
so like I get it. It's just I don't know. It's just not.
well here's the thing. It's not everybody's thing. Like you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think Beavis and Butthead is very much a product of its time.
Yeah.
So I watching this, I was like, holy shit, this is like mid 90s fucking comedy at its fucking best. And Mike Judge, like, he's easily one of like the I think he's right up there with like Trey Parker and Matt Stone in terms of like turning his
Guy's a
type of
fucking
media
genius,
into
man.
something really funny.
Guy's giving us a lot.
Yeah,
He's a genius.
King of the Hill. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like he's a fucking genius when it comes to this shit. But I think this this fucking movie that went right to Paramount Plus, uh, it's genuinely really fucking funny. There's like scenes in it where like Beavis and Butthead find out what cell phones are, and like they end
Oh
up like
yeah.
they end up
Dude,
like splooging it
that,
on like random shit like nachos and shit.
that
Uh,
movie that movie was fun. Definitely.
yeah, dude, such a fun fucking movie. Loved it. One of my favorite of the year.
So Chris,
Oh yes. I'll go for one of the obvious ones. I was trying. I wanted to I was trying to pick like lesser ones, so we didn't just all be like, oh fuck. So I'll go. I'm gonna go with Pearl.
Pearl. Fuck
And
yeah.
I say that now, and I picked Pearl. I picked Pearl first because I think I might like it more than X, dude.
I keep bouncing between the two. I really can't decide which one I like more.
Dude, right. Here's the thing. X is good. Pearl is a masterpiece. I genuinely think that.
I mean,
it's so
Mia Goth deserves.
I'm really.
She's not gonna get it, but she deserves an Oscar for her performance in Pearl.
Good, agreed. Like she's so fucking good in this movie. Like I'm not just talking about the monologue, just the whole thing. Like
the end credits alone.
Departure from the first or from X.
Yeah.
The fucking end credits alone of that movie are like amazing. Yeah. Dude, Pearl is so good. Yeah, I keep bouncing between Pearl and X of which one I like more because X is, I will say X is more rewatchable. For like X is a little bit more fun. Pearl though is just like I love Pearl so much. Like,
dude,
so good.
I've never in my life been like, man, I'm really glad they over-explained this character's origin story. Like, I never want that. I'm not a fan of prequels. Like, there's like, if we have some vague idea of what happened, I'm fine with that. I like a little mystery, but I've never been so excited to watch a movie that over-explains someone's origin story. I love it. I love like the dive into her character, dude. Like, I'm like, okay, I do like this more than X, but this also made X better.
Well, so
it's a departure.
So the cool thing about Pearl, on the Blu-ray, there's like a behind the scenes thing, and so I was watching that, and so Mia Goth and Ty West wrote Pearl before they even began filming for X. So Pearl, like all of that, like characterization was already basically in Mia Goth's head as she was playing the old version of Pearl, which is why like she was so interesting. Yeah. And then I want to say like they got the green light for Pearl like very like really quickly. But then also something that's really cool that on rewatch will kind of change your view a little bit of the movie is Mia Goth said that as she was writing it, she kind of saw the projectionist as a figment of her imagination. Like he's not really there.
You could definitely say that.
I mean,
it'll change your view of the movie. It'll change how you watch it.
I've heard that. Like
that's cool.
It's really cool.
Well, here's the thing. X is fucking great. It's very much in tune with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's fucking like, and here's the thing: Texas Chainsaw, the original Texas Chainsaw, isn't gory. It's just kind of implied.
All these remakes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre could have taken note of the look of this movie.
I can't decide which is better.
It's more Texas Chainsaw Massacre than any Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequel remake.
I feel bad that I'm not mentioning one of my picks is Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. Holy shit, that movie, motherfucker! What the fuck? Like it was funny. It was funny. Like it had that going for it. But like, here's the thing though. X, I think
emotion but anger.
I think the X I think X is genuinely one of the best slasher movies since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's in the same vein. And I think Pearl is one of the best horror movies since like Rosemary's Baby. You know what I mean? Like it's on another level, I think.
so goddamn good. And I sit here
Right.
and I don't know why I'm lacking on this 4K. I should have already been bought this 4K of this movie, but I
There isn't a
haven't.
4K out.
There isn't? Oh, that's why.
That's why, because I have both of them right here. There is
I
no 4K.
That's you know what? That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for because I remember that now that's the reason I didn't buy X. Now I remember. I get high a lot.
Nice. It's okay, Chris. These things happen.
Okay.
You're up, big
But
guy.
no, like honestly, like Pearl, one of the best, like not even it. I think it's on a par with like Silence of the Lambs. Like it's good.
Yeah,
Mark's laughing at me right now.
I
But
am.
what did I do?
This my man, he is. You are rattling off classics. You're like, this is Casablanca.
Sorry,
No, it's a no.
I do that.
I just think it's funny.
Dude, no. I
Mm.
like I like your passion for it because
I like. I mean, are we supposed to be passionate if we're
Yeah.
doing a fucking
absolutely.
shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like dude, I like that. I like your passion for it because this is like this fucking movie is like I was trying to think of things it was like and I'm like this mostly feels like a Hollywood movie made in like the mid 40s. Like it
Yeah.
just oh my
Mia,
god.
Mia Goth for is it Mia or Maya Goth's
Mia.
sure her performance is fucking amazing.
Dude,
In both movies.
there's not going to be any Oscar nomination. Nothing. She's not going to get it.
Sucks, yeah.
I guarantee. Like
Fuck,
I almost
fuck her for delivering a once in a
that movie's
lifetime.
not coming up for any awards, and it should get a lot of awards because it's really fucking good and it's shot fucking beautifully.
I agree. I say the best
See, now I want
performance
to
of
talk it held up.
best performance of any actor of 2022, I would say.
Agreed. Oh, Mark, you're up.
My next one is Top Gun Maverick because that movie was just fucking amazing. Saw it twice in the theaters. I have it on Steelbook. I fucking love it. I love it. It's a perfect blockbuster movie. It is everything a summer blockbuster movie should be to a T. Like there, literally, it's another one of those movies that just is the story kind of whatever. Yeah, there's still really no flaws in it. You just don't really know who the bad guy is. So what?
Dude, for a movie called Top Gun, okay, about fucking military jet fighter pilots, the story is fucking passable. Like they tried. Like they could have just been like, yo, Tom Cruise, put on the shades, get in the fucking cockpit. We're gonna shoot some cool airplane scenes. No, they put a story to it.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
a lot of heart to it.
But for this kind of movie, it's perfect. It's passable.
It's so good, and seeing it in the theaters,
it does just enough so you're into it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like seeing it in the theaters is just it. It's one of those movies that like, this is why movie theaters are a thing, is because like seeing those like jets just flying and like hearing it and seeing all the crazy stunt work and oh my god,
dude,
fucking
insane. All that volleyball action and process, like
I actually kind of like. I almost rolled my eyes when they were playing volleyball, like. But other than that,
here's the thing, like, dude, we fucking did like an episode on our favorite directors, and I did Tony Scott, who did the original Top Gun. I love Tony Scott, but motherfucker, this is a better fucking movie in every aspect of the work.
Yep.
In every aspect. Like, as much as I love that director, yeah, this movie is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Dude, the end, I was like on the edge of my seat. Like usually I'm like,
dude,
usually I'm like, yeah, I know how this turns out. So like I don't get like crazy invested, but the like that whole end scene when they do the mission.
Oh yeah.
Well, Goose is spoiler alert for the fucking 2.5 people that haven't seen this fucking movie, but Goose comes back or Goose's son comes back to save Tom Cruise's character, and his initial reaction is like he just checks him on the ground. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm fucking told you not to come here." And it's a beautiful kind of fucking finale because
Yeah.
it's like he's like, "Shit, now we're doing this together," and it's an awesome like from an action standpoint, from a character standpoint, from
They
like dude,
essentially
it's
save each
so
other's
good.
asses.
Well,
Like, yeah.
to go back to that scene, Corey, that you were talking about, like that's one of my favorite scenes because throughout the movie, Tom Cruise is telling Miles Teller to stop thinking. And so Miles Teller, when he comes to save him, Tom Cruise, when he checks him, he's like, "What were you thinking?" And Miles Teller was like, "You told me not to."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's so good.
it's
Like,
so good.
holy shit. Like, honestly, like, it's like James Cameron in his prime level of good. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like,
it
and
was
don't get me wrong, like, I'm not trying to shit on the original Top Gun, but this movie just surpasses it in every way possible.
this movie
You
is
know,
a
it's just so much
it,
better.
it's a
It made me
literal
get teary eyed at the end.
it's a literal fucking summer blockbuster. Like, I don't think it's been a long time since they made a movie like this that is
Yeah.
actually feels like a summer blockbuster. Like, yeah, they put out big movies in the summer, and most of those in the last 10 to 15 years, I've probably watched once and then never watched again. Like, I would absolutely watch this again. This has like a Jurassic Park, Independence Day, like
Yeah.
type
I
of feel. Like it's a big
high
movie.
stake.
It's a
It's
big
high
fucking
stakes
movie.
because every character in this movie is fucking awesome. Even the guy who's a
Yeah.
dick. Even the guy who's like the dickhead who like fucking like is kind of not necessarily the bully, but like trying to be the alpha male. I
Yeah.
don't know the actor's name. Even he ends up being awesome towards the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Everyone,
like,
everyone's awesome.
yeah, it's just a fucking like 5 out of 5 fucking movie.
I agreed.
Yeah,
I'm
great
probably gonna
fucking
end up
movie.
I'm probably gonna end up buying that because I do want to watch it again. I thought it was like and you guys know you guys told me to watch it like 800 times and I just kept putting it off. And then when I finally did, I was like, man, why didn't I watch it
Well,
before?
dude, it's like, yeah, dude, even because, dude, as big of a fan as I am as as big of a fan as I am of Tony Scott, I'm not like that big on the original Top Gun. I'm just not.
I think
But
that really was most of my apprehension about
Yeah.
watching it was like I
yeah,
didn't really care
it's
about
like
Top Gun, the first one or whatever. I didn't
love the
care.
director, love all the actors,
Yep.
but it's just not my cup of tea. But watching
But
this, like, holy shit, this movie is fucking awesome, like in every aspect.
Yeah.
So,
you know
I
what I
mean,
was like?
God bless.
I was really in awe of like when they were like doing the montage of the planes flying and landing on the what the fuck are those things? Aircraft carrier.
Yeah, aircraft
Like
carrier.
that shit was cool, man.
Mhm.
Here's the thing
Like
too, like why are all the higher ups such dicks to Maverick? Like, why are they so mean to him? Like they're like, hey
he's
asshole,
a
like
glory
I
hound.
see you're back. It's Jesus Christ, like didn't he fucking like
No,
annihilate all the enemies in the last movie?
I think they're mad because like he won't go away. Like they talk about it a few times in the movie where like he was definitely supposed to be a way higher up rank than he is currently at. And I think most of the anger from those people comes from the fact that he didn't like he just sticks around there. He hasn't like progressed.
He wants to be a workhorse, not a fucking like politician, which is like basically what I
Like,
took away from this
he's
movie.
basically he stays where he's at because
Yeah.
he's scared of becoming like a desk jockey.
Yeah, it's one of the best
Because
scenes in the movie too.
he won't be able to fly. He won't be able to fly if he like ranks up.
He gets thrown out of the bar, and then like the first day of training, like the guy like notices like he's like the instructor, and they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
It's like one of the best fucking scenes in the whole
that was
fucking
awesome.
like either of these movies. Again, gorgeous movie. Fucking love that movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like you said, one of the best movies of the year.
oh yeah. Cory, you're up again.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with a little movie that debuted on Hulu called Prey.
Still
Oh,
haven't
Again,
seen
I
it.
don't
fuck
I
yeah,
don't
bro.
want us all talking about the same movies, but Prey is not only the best Predator sequel, but one of the like coolest fucking things to ever come to streaming, I think.
It is probably the best
As
thing
a
I've ever
movie.
watched.
It's it's a
Might be
good
the
fucking
best thing
movie.
I've ever watched on streaming. That's like not a TV show because usually I I've noticed with streaming stuff like some of the movies are okay, but I'm mostly there for the like they bust out like fucking some pretty great shows. But
Yeah,
this
some
movie,
bangers.
like I probably watched this movie 4 fucking times. Like I like it that much.
It's Here's the thing. I love Predator 2.
Yeah,
But I if anyone's ever like, oh man, that's not a very good movie, I can't be like, oh yeah, it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a fucking
but
Predator
with
movie. Like
yeah, I mean, compared to the Predator, yeah, the the first Predator is a fucking balls to the wall fucking like action extravaganza. The second Predator is a very early 90s fucking vehicle that's just fun to watch. This movie is, I'm not gonna lie, probably the best like directed and well made fucking movie of the franchise. I mean,
yeah,
it has the Predator fighting a fucking bear
yeah.
while it's in cloak mode, while it's in like invisible mode. There's a scene where the bear bites him and has like green fucking predator goo like coming off
Oh yeah, yeah.
out of its fucking mouth.
Mark, is this the part where you tell us you're not a big fan of Predator or
I,
something?
I love the first Predator movie. I just haven't had a chance to see
Oh, you
the.
haven't watched it?
No, I haven't seen Prey yet.
You haven't seen fucking? Are you fucking kidding me?
This dude's
Sorry
going
for
to
my
watch.
voice being so
This dude's
high.
going to watch fucking movies about Hollywood in the 20s where they sniff coke off each other's buttholes,
Dude,
but you won't watch fucking Prey.
Hell yeah!
dude, it's so fucking fun, dude. I'm not shit. Like I'm not trying to be like, oh man, best movie. Dude, it's fun. Like fucking really a fucking good watch. Great characters. Have you seen the first two Predators or any of the previous ones?
I've only seen the first one and Alien versus Predator.
You
Yeah,
like fucking
sorry
fuck that
about
shit.
that.
Well, I mean, like Alien versus Predator. Like the coolest thing I thought about that movie is that the Predator like becomes friends with the lady at the end. Or they became like teammates or whatever. Dude, this one is straight up just a cool fucking action survivalist movie. It's this lady that this lady, Jesus Christ. This takes place like hundreds of years ago. Uh
I know that it
she's
takes place in 1701, and it's about the Comanche
yes,
tribe, and the girl has
yeah,
to like
like
become the hunter and everything. I know the whole
I mean
story.
here's the thing though, they all speak English inexplicably.
Oh, they have the
I
other
Yeah,
version.
you can
They
watch
have
it
the
yeah,
two
other
different
the
version.
other
ways.
version.
They have the other version, the Comanche
The
version.
yeah, the Comanche cut. the
Yeah, they had that to where they all.
Zack Snyder's Comanche cut. What do you call
It's
that?
just all subtitles, so they're not speaking English.
Dude,
That's
the
really the
I'd
difference.
say
That's the difference.
the lead character though, I don't know, I forgot her name, but she's easily the best like fucking character of any of the like of any of this franchise, like aside from Schwarzenegger, like probably
This is
even out of
true.
par. Like she's like the most developed, like And there's another character too, her brother, who's kind of like a dickhead, who's like a very like you know very athletic dickhead who can like take on predators hand to hand. But he again, like the characters in this are awesome. The Predator itself, like it feels like the original movie. Like it feels
Yeah.
like and there's awesome scenes where the Predator, like in its cloak, is like, fighting random animals. Like it fights a wolf before it even
Oh yeah,
encounters
that part, dude, that part was really fucking cool, actually.
dude, it's awesome. Like the
Yeah.
whole fucking I think here's the thing, I love Predator 2, but that's all from nostalgic goggles.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
if anybody's like, oh man, like that scene in Predator 2 sucked, I was like, oh, I can't really defend
I
that.
mean,
I just like the movie
Predator
'cause I
Predator
grew up
2
with
has
it.
Gary Busey. I don't know how you like.
Hey,
I don't know
this
how
is
you up the game.
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I'm Gary Busey. Wear your helmet when you're riding a motorcycle.
Oh Jesus!
Sorry,
What the fuck?
but no, sorry.
Damn, Mark, I'd
But
ask how
no,
you felt about this movie, but you have slacked on watching it. It's okay.
but dude, like Mark, I guarantee you will like this movie if you watch it. It's like exciting. It's like it's everything the first one was, I would say, and has a badass protagonist. Again, I forgot her name, but she's awesome in it.
Yeah.
Uh, the brother character I think is fucking awesome too. There's a lot of characters that are just gonna get fucking displayed by the fucking predator. And there's the scene with a bunch of French trappers. And so it's one of the coolest scenes of the movie where the
Why are
predator just
The French
fucking
people are like
destroys them.
the French people are essentially rednecks and shit. Like,
Yeah, dude, it's one of the best scenes in any
yeah,
Predator movie
they
where
do.
the Predator just rips them all apart. Like it's
I mean,
awesome.
I'm sure you're not.
Recommend it highly.
I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're not slacking on it for like thinking it sucks or anything. You probably have
Yeah,
your reasons, but you should get to it for sure. It's worth. It's
yeah,
worth.
yeah. It's
I will.
awesome,
There's
dude.
just
You
been a
you would
lot. There's
definitely
been a
like it.
lot of movies that have come out this year.
It really has. There really has. You're. I mean, as evidence to us talking,
I'm
like
bad.
we're just rattling. We're just fucking rattling them off. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Chris, yeah, it's your
I
movie.
will. I will go with another one. I'll just drop this one because we're all going to talk about it. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Probably my favorite movie of the
Still
year.
my fucking favorite movie of the year, dude.
My
I
guy.
love this movie.
Yeah.
Uh, Talk about a movie. Anyone's was like, what kind of genre is that movie?
All of them.
It's
Every one of them.
shit.
Literally everyone.
What?
Also,
What?
someone could be like, "Oh, you liked that movie? Can you explain? Can you explain it to me?" Nope.
Uh,
Nope.
oh, what kind of genre is that in? It's
Like this
kung
many.
fu, sci-fi, drama. Fuck me, I don't know. Shit. But
Every
no,
all of them.
honestly, like one of the like only movies like I genuinely cried at the end of this movie.
Yeah,
How
Same.
fucking good
it
it
pretty good.
was. It's that
Same.
fucking good.
We have a whole episode, about this movie. Like, we have a whole episode on this channel about this movie because it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's fine. Like, I feel like if we like
perfect.
now we're heading into the back end, so like I feel like if we mention the ones that we all would probably say, like,
Oh yeah.
especially this one, since we had the whole episode on it, like we could just rattle them off and like briefly.
Oh yeah.
You know, this
Well,
one, I mean, I did forget that we did the episode, so I was like, I was about to go in, but I'm like, man, then you said that, I'm like, yeah, we fucking did that shit.
well,
I already went in.
when everybody, if anybody talks about this movie, it's like, oh, what kind of genre is this? I don't know. It's just gorgeous. This movie is fucking beautiful. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. It's fucking really funny. When I mean, the comedy points are fucking like, holy shit. aside from the Beavis and Butthead movie, I didn't laugh this
dude.
out loud. Dude, fucking yeah. And but
The fucking
action wise,
the fucking
holy
suck.
shit, action wise though, holy shit, this movie fucking nails it out of the park.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like it, but the emotional journey, because that's what this movie is basically an emotional journey. It's a woman who basically has a very despondent relationship with her daughter.
Cory,
Yes.
do you remember that time we did a whole episode on this movie?
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't want you. I didn't
Oh,
want you to
damn it,
go
I'm
too
gonna do
far.
it.
I
Oh
didn't want you
God,
to go
I'm
too
sorry.
far. I didn't want you to go too far. And then I'd be like, hey
Corey.
man, that
Chris
time.
needs to be here just to like fucking put a buffer on me. Just be like, Corey, stop.
No, I didn't want you to get deep because I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to tell him. I was like, I'm gonna have to tell him that we did a whole episode on this when he's done.
Corey, we did this. Corey, you said all these things.
It's all good. No, I'm saying like I think
Corey, we're 3 hours in. Stop.
I was saying we're on the back half, so I'm like, I think we'll just start rattling them off. And then Mark told me he was like, oh yeah, I forgot we did an episode. I was like, oh yeah, we did do an episode, huh? So,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I forget a lot of these fucking episodes we do. Like,
you reminded me.
That's why I was afraid. Like, I was like, oh,
yeah.
fuck, I'm gonna bring up something from something I did, 2
Oh,
months
good.
ago.
You're like, could you explain that in more detail?
Sorry.
I still don't remember.
I mean, we might have been there, but I'm just gonna say it again. I like this. Again, though.
Great, fuck yeah, my favorite movie of this year. My favorite movie.
Dude, great.
Same.
Fucking 5-star amazing movie.
Yes. Mark.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, let's just kind of start rattling these off. A movie that I know we all fucking loved. It's probably my second favorite movie of the year, and that's the Batman.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie.
Oh, dude,
I
we were talking the other day. I literally just, it was like on TV and I just turned it on.
So
and
good.
it was at the scene where Riddler was like, they're like, oh, he wants to see you. So he just goes to the jail and sees him. And that whole scene where they talk, dude, is one of, wow. It is a very powerful scene. Dude, Paul Dano when he starts doing his fucking little voices and shit.
We almost got him, didn't we?
There is also an episode of Will It Be a Classic with me and Chris on this channel talking about the Batman.
This is just promotion at this point. Like, hey, go watch those shits too.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the Batman I mean, come on, dude. It was just so fucking good. I've seen it a lot in I think like when it first came out on HBO Max, I literally was just falling asleep to it.
It's good for if you want to watch it. It's also a good movie like if you're just chilling and like you're like, if I fall asleep it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how fucking like easy it is to like rewatch that for how long it is.
It's 3 hours, but yeah, it's so rewatchable.
Yeah. Very much so. Like the Batman, baby.
The Batman,
yeah,
2022.
That was also I think that was also my number 2.
It's right. It's really good.
Well, dude, I loved Michael Keaton as the Batman. I love him as in the suit at least, and I love him as Bruce Wayne. But motherfucker Pattinson as the Batman, like, especially when he's like in detective mode in this movie.
Dude, that was my favorite.
I don't think there's any comparison really.
That was like my favorite.
He's the best. He's the best Batman.
That was my favorite thing about the movie was that he was being a detective.
Yo,
you all right over there?
There's a scene where he fucking finds a severed thumb. He's like, thumb.
Yo, dude, you got your allergies kicking in?
Yeah, right? Holy shit. Okay.
Dude, he's even like towards the end where he's like, when you find or when we find out that the Riddler's final plan is like a mass like execution of people in a saving place, he's talking to like some like security guard from earlier in the movie who didn't even want to let him in like into the like crime scene of the initial like crime or whatever, and
Yeah.
the guy is the one who like shows. It's like, oh yeah, it's something you used to scrape a carpet off like a glued carpet off the floor or whatever. Uh, Again, like little like when you watch this movie over and over, it's like fuck, this is like it's not just a good or not just like a great Batman movie, but it's like a great fucking like it's up there with like Seven as like a fucking psychopath movie or like a psycho like killer movie.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So we are running out of time. So just rattle off a couple of movies.
All right. We obviously we pretty much talked about X2. There's X. Fuck man.
There's one called The Sadness. Like
Oh,
I think have we mentioned that on here before?
We may have.
Yeah, it's I think like one of the most fucking insane horror movies to come out in years.
It's
it's a brutal horror movie to get through.
It's pretty fucking wild, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking wild ass movie. That
I think I don't know why I'm blanking now.
All right, well, I'll say a movie that I saw that I really fucking loved was Elvis. Came out earlier.
Was that
Austin
good?
Butler.
I didn't see it. It was good.
How was his performance in it?
I think Austin Butler deserves the Oscar nomination for Best Actor. I don't know if he deserves to win it, but definitely deserves to be nominated. His performance in that movie was incredible, and I'm not an Elvis guy. I think
I could not give a shit about his fucking music.
But I am a big Baz Luhrmann fan. Like I love Romeo and Juliet. I love Moulin Rouge. I love The Great Gatsby.
Great actor or great director. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So So I love Elvis. Chris was talking about movies about the 20s and people snorting coke out of each other's assholes. Man, Babylon was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I'm actually the way that Cinema Snob explained it is like you're thinking you're going into a movie that looks nice and it's about Hollywood in the 20s, and he's like, and it swerves you into like an exploitation film. I was like, you know what? I was like, I think I should watch this movie.
It is wild. In the first 10 minutes, you have an elephant shitting on someone. You have a little person running around with a giant penis statue and jerking it off. You have, people overdosing like crazy. You have people just saying crazy shit like throughout the whole movie. Tobey Maguire is like really
Tobey Maguire is behind it all.
He's really creepy. I totally understand why it's not for everyone, but holy fuck, I loved
Tobey Maguire's like, I'm Spider-Man, see?
No, dude, it's you'll see.
No,
but yeah, I love Babylon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that shit out.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
Yeah,
and then all right, so
for that shit.
Rattle off.
Yeah, dude.
Blanking so hard. Go ahead, Cory.
Great fucking year for movies. Let's just say that. Whether you're a fucking horror genre fan, whether you're a drama fan, and just a great year for movies all around. I would
say.
Awesome shit.
All right. I'm gonna say one more, even though we have 5 minutes left. But I'm gonna say one more movie because I can't believe that you guys didn't say it. Is Terrifier 2? Like, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck? We have been talking, Chris. Dude, you and I have been talking about these steelbooks for the last week.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody knows about Terrifier 2 now at this point. This is the most fucking insanely
it's awesome.
It was made for how much? $250,000, and it made how much? Dude, this movie was
yeah, over 10 million.
Over 10 million.
A completely
Dude,
crowdfunded movie.
Yeah,
dude,
250,000.
fucking yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong, you're absolutely fucking right. But Terrifier 2, man, holy shit! Like, talk about elevating the slasher genre
Yeah.
from something that it used, it elevated it. Like, don't get me wrong, like this movie is fucked up in like so many ways, but it's kind of fucking really well made too,
Oh, it's awesome.
especially compared
But
to the first one.
yeah.
Sorry.
But we are like so out of time.
All right.
So
We'll move on here.
yeah, thank you to anyone and everyone that watches this. This was the season 3 finale. We will be back in like February. Chris and Cory are gonna get the Talk and Schlock connection up.
It's really gonna happen.
I'm talking
really,
Schlock.
It's really gonna happen though. I promise.
And then the DCOM debate is coming like next week, so
yeah.
that'll be awesome. And yeah, we'll see you guys in February.
Peace.
Yeah.